Yo, what's good, everybody? We back in this piece. You're tuned in to Mr. Waugh talk to Langam director. Hey, what's the word, director?
Mr. Waugh.
Aye, director. Straight up, I got a heavy question for you. These Lingam GGs, right? Why they all looking so different? I peeped like 5 basic types out there. What's the dealio with that?
A most astute observation, Mr. Waugh. We refer to them as the 5 fortunes of Lingam. You see, whilst they are all fundamentally靈根吉吉, their distinct forms signify quite distinct functions. To put it in the simplest possible terms, a Lingam Jiji is a phallic-shaped talisman whose votive energy is derived from the god Shiva. That is the absolute core of it. Shiva, phallus, talisman. All 3 elements are utterly indispensable.
Bet. A phallic charm from Shiva. I can dig it, but real talk, why a phallus though? Seems kind of wild for a good luck charm for real.
Not at all, I assure you. Phallic worship was once an absolutely central tenet of mainstream religion. It only became obscured in later periods due to certain puritanical shifts in morality. The phallus represents 3 fundamental human desires that have remained utterly unchanged for millennia. Firstly, its yang attribute, that is to say positive, solar energy, is for the dispelling of evil and misfortune, expelling all negativity. Secondly, its procreative nature, which of course symbolizes fertility, prosperity, and abundance. And thirdly, the act of union itself, representing connection, bonds, and amorous attraction.
So it's like protection, getting that paper, and locking down your boo. Word. So the different looks are for these different hustles.
Precisely. The Pomo Lingam, the one adorned with paper streamers, the Shide, as they're known, correspond to that positive yang energy for protection. The Feng Sheng Lingam, those which appear to be wearing helmets or kabuto, are designated for prosperity and abundance. And finally, the Jingyuan Lingam, which bears the 8-pointed star, the octagram, is for the specific purpose of fostering positive relationships.
Hold up a minute, director. You said helmets, plural. I've seen a few different lids on the Feng Sheng joints. What's the deal with that?
It all goes back to the very origin of the energy, Shiva himself. You must understand, as the faith evolved and spread geographically, Shiva was integrated, synchronized, if you will, into a plethora of other cultures and religions. In Tibetan esoteric traditions, he is sublimated into the wrathful Mahakala. And then, when this current reached Japan, he merged with a local kami to become Daikoku Ten, the god of wealth. He transformed yet again in Mongolia into the protector god Ngonpaho. It is precisely these transformations that define the 3 distinct types of Feng Sheng Lingam.
So the different hats mean they're channeling different flavors of Shiva. That's mad dope.
Indeed, the general Lingam, which wears the general's helmet and brandishes a gold ingot, channels the Tibetan Mahakala. The Konpaku Lingam, with its regent's cap and a rather curious treasures-fitting mouth, connects to the Japanese Daikoku Ten. And the Samurai Lingam, clad in a samurai helmet and holding a skull, draws its power from the Mongolian Ngonpo. Each one corresponds to a rather different path towards achieving abundance.
Alright, I'm feeling that. It's making sense. So for real though, how's the girl supposed to pick one? Like if I wanted to cop one, which one got my name on it?
That depends entirely on one's current primary objective, Mr. Waugh. If you seek material wealth, then a Feng Sheng Lingam is, of course, the obvious choice. Should your line of work depend on popularity, a salesperson, a public speaker, a performer, the Zhengyuan Lingam would be most efficacious. And finally, if you have no specific request but simply desire peace and general safety, the Pomo Lingam is perfectly suitable.
Okay, bet. But what's the deal with the 3 moneymakers? The general, Konpaku, and samurai? What's the diff?
Another crucial distinction. The general lingam is for what one might call earned income. It supports entrepreneurs, proprietors, those whose wealth is directly correlated to their own effort and creativity. The konpaku lingam, on the other hand, is for windfall income. It is meant to aid those who rely on investment, financial management, even games of chance. It is about strategy and insight, you see. Finally, the Samurai lingam is the lucky star of the lot, if you will, perfect for the salaried employee. It brings small, unexpected boons and reminds one that wealth is not life's only objective, thereby promoting rest and longevity as well.
Damn, that's nerd specific. So once I cop one, are there like rules to the game? Gonna just hang her from my rearview mirror or some shit?
That depends entirely on your intent and your method of employment, Mr. Wa. There are indeed protocols, traditions inherited from both Indian and Thai practices. Now, pay close attention. 1. No change, no gain. Shiva is a destroyer of old habits. One must therefore pledge to change some aspect of one's life in the better to receive his blessing. 2. This is absolutely crucial. If you are wearing it on your person to seek wealth or relationships, it must be worn below the waistline, without exception. However, if you use it as a keychain, a vehicle ornament as you suggested, or a simple decoration in the home, that restriction does not apply. 3. One must keep the energy fresh through periodic renewal, for example, by chanting the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. 4. Receiving it as a gift is substantially more potent. It is said to be 3 times more powerful than of self-purchase. And 5. When its purpose is fulfilled, you must dispose of it respectfully at a temple's designated waste receptacle, but only after a small ritual to sever the energetic connection.
For real? Word, that's a lot to keep in the dump. But it's mad cool that each one has its own vibe for different folks. Good looking out for breaking everything down.
It has been my pleasure. May靈根吉吉be with you.
If you got questions for the director, drop them in the comments below. And if you're looking to copy your own Lingam GG, you can search Lingam GG on Shopee to find the official spot. Peace out.
Mari, mari, mari menari dengan Shiva sampai terbakar. Mari, mari, mari berani. Langkah ini kuasa pecah.